So it's Friday morning, 1 week since Good Friday, when I got beat up in my home and sent to jail for being a disabled woman that was beat up by her family. I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment in St. Louis to see a new GI because of the surgeries I had earlier and how complicated my conditions are. And my husband was supposed to help me remember the appointment and was supposed to take me to the appointment. But he left the house on Monday without talking to me. He's refused to call me. He's refused to answer calls. He's refused to respond to texts. And the day of the appointment came, I notified them through text that I was going for the appointment. The kids said they were going to go with me. I had spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday packing things up to put in my truck because I have a bed in there for me to sleep in. And the kids, whenever we found out I had missed my doctor's appointment because it was actually at 10:40 and I thought it was at 3 p.m. So we was trying to leave Springfield at noon to be there by 3. And at noon, I finally got logged in because I had not been given time Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to log in and figure out when my appointment was. And whenever I got logged in, I found out that it was at 10:40 and I turned to the kids. I'm like, oh, we missed the appointment. That's done. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get in my truck and head on down, or I could stay here and you guys could help me get this truck reorganized, because I told them just throw everything in the truck that I packed. When I get down to the other end, I'll like organize things and get stuff set up. And they said they were going to come down with me to do that. They said, want to get you out of the state as soon as possible. DCFS was calling me, hounding me about stuff. And they said, yeah, let's just get you out of this state as soon as possible. We decided we would head to St. Louis and go find some place to eat or find something to do down there. We got to Litchfield, or a little bit south of that. And we decided we're just going to head over to Herman because I was familiar with the area. I knew the grocery stores from living down here in December. And the kids agreed with me. On the way over, it was starting to get late, and I was like, do you guys want to try to find a campground or continue on to Herman? And they thought finding a campground would be good. Kira was the only passenger. I'm doing the navigation and leading the way. And I wind up, we go to Five Guys, and my daughter started disrespecting me while I'm trying to eat. They just kept doing, it reminds me of watching an episode of Three Stooges with my husband and my two kids. They're supposed to be doing something, they're told the instructions, the assignment, and then they just bumble it somehow. And so I picked up my stuff there at Five Guys and I said, thank you for escorting me down here. Thank you for having a Five Guys lunch with me. I appreciate you guys. You guys can head back to Springfield. I'm going to carry on. And they insisted, they stood there in the parking lot. Kira stood in the parking lot just bawling and crying for like an hour. And I'm just sitting there listening to music and dancing. And finally it got hot and I got in the car, turned on the air conditioning. And they got in their car and just sat in their car and turned on their air conditioning. And I looked over at them and I was like, hey, you guys can call me. We can talk on the phone in our separate cars. And so Kira called me and she just kept crying. Ian wasn't saying anything. And I kept saying, we're here. You guys have a choice. You guys can continue on with me. We were heading to Herman. We had already decided to head to Herman. But because of the delay there at Five Guys, of them just refusing to make a decision or to follow my lead, we wasted time and we lost precious sunlight. And so I said, maybe we should just find a campground to go camp at. Then we would have some amenities. I would have a place to be at that has light, electricity, Wi-Fi, bathrooms. And I asked Kira that, since she had her phone and me and Ian were driving and I was navigating, to look up a campground that would have bathrooms and was near a Walmart. She called me back, said I found this campground, and she sent me the list, the address. And so I plugged it into my navigation and I drove us there. When we arrived, it was one of those like state parks where there's nothing there. It's just a campsite, a picnic table and a fire ring in the forest. And I was happy with that. I was like, okay, let's get ourselves set up. Let's get this truck set up. Maybe we can start a fire, go over to the store, get some hot dogs, roast some weenies, get my truck set up, and you guys can head on back. I feel safe here. I feel like I'll be okay to be here if we can just get, a fire set up and get my truck worked on. And they sat for 3 hours, not saying anything. Kira kept crying, I don't know what to do, and just bawling. I mean, just heaving. And I'm like, Kira, I know what to do. I'm the mom. I'm the adult. This is my trip. I know what to do. You just have to believe in me and follow my directions. And it went on for 2 hours of her just bawling and them not talking. I sent them some songs. Pandora played the song Stand By Me, and I sent that over to him, and I was singing it to him like, stand by me when you're not strong, and then they said that they wanted to continue on with me. They wanted to continue helping me, and I said, okay. So let's continue heading towards Herman. And I called him and I was like, should we continue heading towards Herman? We can pull over and see if we can find a place for me to stay over there. We could find a campground. She found a campground. It didn't work. They said they wanted to set up there, that was okay. I was asking them if they were spending the night or just trying to head back, and they just wouldn't answer. I couldn't move forward on what needed to be done unless they decided to help me, or I just did it on my own. And I could have gotten out of the truck, and instead of recording what was going on, I could have gotten out of the truck and just done the work by myself. But I was just saying to him, I'm like, if you guys are here to help me, then help me. I need to get the stuff out of the truck, organize the truck, get the bed made in the back of it, get things settled, and then you guys can take whatever I don't actually need back to Springfield, just like our original plan was whenever we left at noon. And they just wouldn't. Ian started the truck, shut off the truck. Started the truck, shut off the truck. Started the truck, shut off the truck. They waited until it became pitch black dark. He started the car and they just drove away. No bye, mom, no hug, no I love you, no I hope you're gonna be okay, I'll call you tomorrow. Nothing, just drove off. Just like Bob did to me on January 10th over by Bourbon, Missouri. Whenever I got stranded down here because the tire was going bad, we came down to look at a house because they keep telling me they want to move to Missouri. They keep saying they want out of Illinois. We make plans on what to do, and then whenever it comes to actually doing something, they want me to do it all. And I'm like, if I have to do it all, then I'm only going to be doing it for me, because I can barely manage taking care of myself. I can't take care of you guys. You guys are grown. I've taught you guys everything I can possibly teach you. It's your life now. I've been married to my husband for 33 years. If he doesn't know how to talk to his wife after 33 years, if he doesn't know how we run our household and where we keep the paper towels, when he helped me set it up, because whenever we moved into the house, my hand was injured. He did a lot of the carrying around because I still had to continue massaging. So he had to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So he knows exactly where everything's at. He's helped me clean the house for 7 years. He's helped me reorganize the house for 7 years. We lived in our old house for 20 years. Everything got put in the same places. The same things that went under the kitchen sink are under the kitchen sink in this house too. The same things that were in the bathroom in the same type of places are in the bathroom. The dishes are in the cupboards. The food is in the pantry. Extra storage is in the basement where we keep our canned goods. And they don't, every morning they wake up and they don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know the assignment. They don't know how to use the chore app. They don't know how to communicate. They'll tell me I'm going to do this thing. And I'm like, cool, great, awesome, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And then they don't do it. And then I go, didn't you say that you were going to do XYZ? They're like, yeah, why are you on my case about it? I was going to get to it later. Okay, you told me at 10 o'clock that you was going to do it before you went to work at 2. It's now 1 o'clock. When are you going to do that? Are you going to do it when you get home at 11 p.m. tonight? Or do you guys want to just do the housekeeping on Saturdays and not do daily maintenance? And we just like spend all of Saturday cleaning to reorganize? Do you guys want to not clean your house and just throw trash on the floor and not empty the trash and let the dogs poop and pee on the floor and not clean it up? There's plenty of people that do that. People can live however they want. They say that they like living the way that I set up our home, the way that I do things, and then I'm fought on it. I try to set boundaries and say, look, my stamina can't go past 5 p.m. My working hours are between 9 and 5. If you guys want to do grocery shopping, you guys want to do housekeeping, you guys want to run errands, you guys want to do something besides watching TV or playing board games or doing something relaxing and fun, anything about work has to happen between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. because that's work day. Saturday's supposed to be the Sabbath, where we just rest. Sunday's the beginning of the week, where we plan the week, plan the meals, do any orders, confirm with each other about appointments or what we need to do, and execute for when Monday comes on 8 a.m. and businesses start open. And my husband and I have done this for decades. But in 2020, things changed everywhere. And the people who changed don't seem to realize that they changed. And those of us who didn't change are being driven insane by all of this. When every rule that life has ever had is now being broken, and that's being called truth. I mean, if we're going to have truth be objective, then there is no truth. I'm sorry, subjective. If truth is going to be subjective and not objective, if we're not going to use the scientific method, use our skill sets with algebra, geometry, calculus, scientific methods, how to do research, and all of these type of things, and we're just going to make life a subjective situation, not an objective situation where each person's experience is valid, then no two people can come together and build something. There's a group of ladies going for a walk. When I moved down here to Herman, Arlo, shh, 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 shh. It's okay. Arlo, shh, shh, shh. Come here, baby. Come here. It's okay. Good security. Yeah, it's a group of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 women going for a walk together. This is my community down here. And whenever we got down here to Missouri, Kira was like, wow, I feel so much lighter here. It's so much happier. And then things just turned dark. At Five Guys, I still have no idea what happened. All I know is that she looked at me and said something with like bleh, at me and blaming me, you know, and they just make these passive aggressive comments to me all the time to try to just like upset me and hurt me. And if I don't react, then they just keep escalating it until I do react. There's times I've been in the house where all three of them will be simultaneously screaming at me, and I'll be crying, and they'll tell me that it's my fault. I'll be sick. I'm having dementia symptoms. I'm forgetting things. I'm missing words. I'm extremely intelligent, so it's very hard to see. I seem articulate. But if you look back on the videos that I had before, whenever, 9 years ago, whenever I was teaching classes and running my business and everything, you can see a stark difference in the way I look, in the way my voice is, in my ability to be able to articulate my thoughts without like getting stuck and having to pause constantly. I will have a conversation with my family and they'll say, I'm going to go take a shower. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat some toast. And I'll be in the middle of eating my toast and I'll forget where everybody else went. And so then whenever I try to touch base with them, that, where are you guys at again? They'll yell at me and get angry at me. And I'm like, I was on gabapentin for 2.5 years. Gabapentin has done brain damage to people. I am suffering. I am confused. I am tired. I'm scared of my future. I'm scared of my body. Look at me. Look how tired this woman looks. And these people just look at me and they're like, do more, think more, serve me more. Look at me. Even from the videos of when I started doing this, you can see that even when I got out of jail from solitary confinement, I looked better than what I do with 4 days of their help. Look at me. Do I look healthy? Do I look safe? Do I look like I'm being taken care of? I did not cry at all yesterday. I did not cry at all last night. I just sang songs and I took care of my dogs and I set up my little hotel. For an hour and a half, he couldn't make a phone call. He told me to go to this Nestle house, but he called it and didn't leave a message. I just kept saying, we got to find a place. I've got a dog. We got to find a place that takes dogs. You can't just tell me to go to random places. We need to look at the websites. You're at home. You've got a computer. You've got electricity. I'm in the dark, in the middle of nowhere, abandoned, alone, no food. I have only had 3 bites of hamburger today. I need help. And he just yelled at me, told me that, I need to do this and you should be doing that. And you're just being difficult and you shouldn't even be there. After Sunday, when I got out of the jail, they all hugged me and they're like, we got to get you out of here. We got to get you out of here. And then when I'm trying to leave, they're like, why are you leaving? You're just being sporadic and crazy and just acting bizarre. And I'm like, we were trying to move out of Illinois in 2018. We were talking in 2024 about moving. We were talking in 2025 and we've been talking all of 2026. And yet they still, they just, it's work. It's doing something. My daughter is 15 and she can't lift a 10-inch flower pot with a philodendron in it to put it on top of a bookshelf. 15. And she doesn't have the strength to get up on a 2-step stool, lift a 10-inch pot with a philodendron in it, no rocks, no fancy stuff, just a pot, 10-inch pot. It's small, the size of a mixing bowl, and put it up on top of a bookshelf. She fell off at the steps because she couldn't balance on a 2-step ladder. When she does anything, when she climbs up a flight of stairs, she's sweating and out of breath. I've had all of these surgeries and all of these disadvantages, disc degenerative disease, COPD, all of this. I climbed those stairs. When we were sitting at the campground, the campsite yesterday, Kira was just like, she was bugging. And I was like, honey, just go touch some grass, take a moment, rest for a moment. We need to eat, we need to get some water, we need to do some things. And she was just sweating and out of breath from carrying one bag. It was about 25, 30 feet from the truck to the picnic table. One bag, 25, 30 feet from a truck to a picnic table. Me with all of my mobility issues and surgeries and everything, I was carrying armloads of stuff back and forth. No problem. I was like, I'm tired too, but work has to be done. Things still have to be done. Even when I'm septic in the hospital, hallucinating and dying, I still had to call the school system and figure out what was going on with remote learning in August of 2020, and then call my son and try to encourage him to stick with it. I know doing online learning is hard, being at home, being separated from your friends. This sucks. It sucks for everybody. We all know what lockdowns was like in 2020 and in Illinois. It was particularly bad. And they've fallen into what the agenda designed for them. Stop thinking, get lazy, get weak. Morning. And try to wait for somebody else to take care of you. That's socialism. And socialism turns to communism. And they seem to be primed for that, waiting for some other person to tell them what to do, not wanting to move outside of a 1-block radius of the place where their bed is. I mean, even getting these kids to go to the backyard and help me trim flowers so that we can put flowers in a vase is too much to ask. Every day I have to remind them the dishwasher needs unloaded. Bob and I make agreements on how we're going to run our household, and then he just goes and does whatever and then blames me when it doesn't go right, or whenever I'm operating off of a different page, because that's what he agreed with me he would do. I don't make any decisions without talking to my family first, but they make all their decisions without talking to me, and even things that they do make decisions with me on, they change it. And then whenever I try to ask, why is this? Why for? What happened? What about that agreement? I get attacked. They're allowed to change the plans, but if the plans change on me and then I have to change the plans because the plans changed on me, they get angry at me because the original plan didn't go through. You said this, and you guys said that you were going to take care of me. You guys said you loved me. You guys said a lot of things that you guys haven't done. Ian told me last night I was trying to help you, and I said, well, the one thing I asked you to help me with was to get the stuff out of the truck and help me get the truck organized. Did you do that? No. I asked you to help me get over to Herman. Did you do that? No. So the only thing you helped me with was to drive your own car and to go to Five Guys, eat a cheeseburger, upset me, delay time by hours, 5 hours of delay yesterday. And I'm like, I got other things I need to be doing. I've got to find shelter. I need to get my truck worked out. We need to find food. There's other things I need to be doing than just sitting here stalled out, filibustering. Do you guys want to do this? Do you want to do that? These. Okay, you don't like those? Then let's do this. Okay, you don't want to do that. Okay, so what do you suggest then? I don't know. How am I supposed to know what to do? I do know what to do. Are you guys going to follow me and follow my instructions and do what I tell you to do when I know what to do? I told him that this is God's plan, and God doesn't let you see 3 steps ahead. God lets you see only 1 step ahead, and it's up to you to be in faith and take that 1 step. And when you take that 1 step, God will reveal the next step. And when Satan comes along and messes with things and messes it up, he will find, if Satan comes and closes the door, God will open a window. But if you're going to sit there and insist and bang your head up against the door that Satan closed, you're never going to find the window. If you're going to stand there at the open window and complain that you should be able to go out by a door, then you're just going to be stuck where you're at, because an option was given to you. Climbing out a window isn't the best. You might have to do something like tie some sheets together if you're on a 2nd floor or something. I mean, it is going to be hard, but there is a way out. There is always options. So I'm going to get my truck organized. I called Herman Police this morning to ask them if they could help me find a shelter or something, and she told me just Google it. So that's what the world's come to, and this is what was prophesied, so it's really no surprise. God bless. I hope you all are doing well. Anything is possible through Jesus Christ and our Lord, and God is good, and He protects. And even on this trip, several times, even if everything that's happened this week, several times, God sent angels to do stuff for us, and I pointed it out to the children. That was God's work. And they still don't get it. Forgive them. They have eyes, but they cannot see. They have ears, but they cannot hear. They have hands, but they cannot love. And they have feet, but they cannot move. Please, Lord, forgive them. God bless. Be well.